integrate role based application and operational stuff. So this to recap and summarize the answer for
sure. Okay, oh, sure. Yeah. Yes, yes. So the today agenda is our how we created yesterday static web applications. Okay, and today we are going to deploy our static web applications in the Azure here. So this is I have created yesterday like Azure Cloud Academy static web applications. Okay, inside the Azure cloud, and then we have this is my project, and inside the project yesterday itself we have pushed our code. Yes, so we have pushed our code in the main branch. Okay, so from here what we need to do, our goal is to deploy this code to our at this year and should be live the application. So yesterday we have done this in the local system and it was running in the local host. So this is the my React.js application, guys. So I'm going to start from here very scratch, so you can watch my screen and just allow me for 45 minutes. So I will be do deployment and write the YML pipeline, and we'll start. I hope everyone can understand like yesterday's task. So let me recap one more time the yesterday's one task. So yesterday, what we have completed initial setup in local system, like initially install like GitHub, and then install Node.js, then install the VS Code in local system. Then we have clone our one React.js application from the Google, anything like which we search in the Google. Then we compile the code, and then we localhost we have run our code. Okay, and afterwards we have published our code in the GitHub, and then push to GitHub, and then we have created the agents, set up the agents, and established the connection between Azure and Azure DevOps. And here we have created the web app application. So from here, like creating the YML pipeline. So for deploying, like we have two ways to deploy our code. Like one is classic pipeline, another one is YML pipeline. But for this year 2025, Azure has removed a classic one because everything should be in the YML one we started. So I am it here. You have to click. Let me start from here itself, so you won't be get confused. So guys, for deployment related code, come to your project, then go to your pipelines. In the pipeline, we have to create the fresh pipeline. So just click here, okay, and then clicking here, we have to select the where we are getting our code. Suppose sometimes you have code repository in the GitHub, you have Azure Repo or Bitbucket. So three major we have currently in the worldwide. So we are going to use like Azure Repo Git. So for here, we have to select our repository. Okay, so I'm selecting my repository, this one. Then here you can see the options, right? So maybe like we can have some already predefined. Azure has created the YML pipeline for like a Node.js with React, or but I'm going to start from very scratch. I'm going to start from the very scratch starter pipelines. Okay, so here whenever you are going to start starter pipelines, so you will be get this kind of the code. So what we are going to do, I'm just removing this code. Okay, and I'm going to explain one by one. So first of all, whenever we are going to do deployment, so anyone is okay. So for however, like what will happen here in this YML pipeline, we are cloning our code. Okay, let me start from here. So in the YML one, what will happen? First of all, we are cloning our code, cloning the code, then we are using with our I can say like agent or VM, because we need the environment to run our code in this top of this one. Then we are downloading the dependency, then here compile the code, then here we can create the output. We say like artifact for this one. Okay, artifact. Then here we are just say going to do sixth step is deployment. Okay, so in between we are compiling the code here, so many steps will be happen. Okay, we can say like here will be unit testing will be happen, JMeter testing, unit testing, and JMeter testing, and as well as like here we can do load testing, Azure load testing, or anything we can use. So I am going to cover the load testing as well as in the Azure cloud side, guys. Okay, so load testing also I'm going to cover for this one, and then if everything will be look good, then we are going to deploy from here onwards. Anyone is in lobby? Okay. One more time. Someone is okay for here. So here I'm going to start my code. Okay. So first of all, we have to be used like trigger. So why I'm going to use my trigger? Trigger in the sense, suppose if anything will be happen in my main branch, I wanted to should be trigger like whenever any changes will happen in main branch, only I'm going to deploy my code. Okay, so for this one we use like trigger for this one. So it's very like we have to very careful about the spaces and everything, because it's a very simple YML, but we have to careful about the like like formatting. So I'm just using like my main branch because my code inside the main branch here. Okay. So once I have my code in this level, so I need my agent, right? VM machines for this one to compile dependency installation, compile the code, test, and output generate. Then I'm going to deploy here. So for this one, I need that name say like pull. So some of the fundamental we have to remember, yes, because YML is 100% new for some of the people. So just to like remember thing like for this is the like a trigger why I'm using the main is like a main name is like my branch name, and pool is like a agent related I'm using it here. Then here whenever if you are proper in the format level, so sometimes it will be show the request side as well as. Okay, so I need like my VM image. So my VM image there is three. I am using Azure provided the agents. Okay, so they provided like a Windows and Ubuntu and Mac. So I'm using like Ubuntu one. So I'm using the Ubuntu latest. Okay, so till here I hope everyone is fine to understand like till here. Just we have added the triggers, which if suppose main branch have something is changes will happen, then it will be trigger my pipeline, automatically deployment will start. And then I need the virtual machines to agent to compile, build, and make the output generate. Okay, and here the main picture will be start. Just be careful. Okay, so here we will use like it will say stages, so we have to be used like stages, job, and steps. Okay, so in the stages, like we can say we are going like a continuous integration, and we will say like a continuous deployment we are going to do, right? So here the two part I'm going to divide this one stage. Like one stage I'm going to do the continuous integration. So continuous integration means I'm going to check out the code, and then I'm going to compile the code and test the code and build the output and build the artifact. And then next continuous delivery, I am going to deploy my destination where I am going to deploy my code. Okay, so here like first stage I'm going to use it here. This like I'm using CI, continuous integrations. Okay, and afterwards, so it's like formatting, be careful at this point. Okay, so I'm just giving like a display name. It's depends on us what we are going to do at this point. Okay, so I'm just using like ci itself at here. Okay, and afterwards from here I'm going to use like jobs. Jobs means I'm going to assigning like I'm dividing the task. Okay, like we have uh, 2 3 work I need to do. So I'm dividing the task at this point. Okay, so how I'm going to divide like I'm dividing in, first of all I need to is like I need to just check out my code. Okay, and then I need to install the Node.js. Then I need to install the dependency and compile the code for here. So I'm just doing like you can see in this checkout where is one option is there. It's a formatting also for me. It's tricky, right? So I'm just okay. From here stages is there. Then afterwards, what should we have to follow? Maybe I need to use the steps steps level. So in the jobs, we are going to divide in the step, like step one, I'm doing this one like cloning the code. Okay. So for this one, I'm just writing. If you wanted to write any comment, just to put the hash and then start your writing your like comment at here. So here I'm going to do. So here I'm like taking the code, check out the code at this point. Okay. So for here, I'm going to do like check out. Then checkout self. So here what will happen? We are getting the code in this point. Okay, whatever available in my branch level. Then here I'm going to start my installations. I need the Node.js for running the application. So first task. Then again I'm going to divide the work in the task. Okay, so first task I'm going to do task is mm, mm, maybe I need to check task to pick out the sleep and then task the Node.js and then mm, put for this one inputs and then I need to use the versions. So which kind of versions I'm going to use? Guys, it's a programming, so you have to be very careful at this point, because sometimes you will be have mm, to understand the programming. Okay, and here like display name. So what I am going to do here, install Node.js. So here itself I'm getting the errors at this point. Yeah, okay. So we have done the installation of the Node.js. Then next task, I'm going to install the dependency. Okay. So dependency, and then I need to say like at the same level, I need my cursor should be. The next stage I'm going to do deploy my code in the here in this application, like in the static cloud, static web app, Azure Cloud Academy related. Yes, at here. So the next stage I'm going to do like cd. Okay, and then here we are going to do deploy our code. So let's say like a continuous delivery. Okay guys, and I'm just using like I'm going very slow. The reason of I want you should be like have understand, and if you have any questions just ask me. Okay, so cd only continuous delivery or continuous deployment. So many like people has used different word at here, but I should say like so continuous delivery, I should say like continuous deployment. This is the stage. Okay, then the same process it will throw the error. So to avoid this error we need the key. So to avoid this one, we have to go in the applications level, like I am at, go to the static web app, then go to your particular applications. Okay, I'm just here, and manage deployment token, we need this one. So just copy here, go to your Azure DevOps one, remove this value and paste here. Okay, so it will be deploy our application. So validate and deploy. Yes, so I'm doing it here. It will be start automatically running. It's started. So previous one failed, right? As I mentioned, like intentionally I was started, so it got failed. But this pipeline must be deploy our applications. So that's my goal, because the code and everything will be the correct at this level. So again, I'm going to explain the code, how the code is running at the moment. Here what I am going to do, first of all we are going to check out our code. Okay, then we have to install, like suppose in simple any applications or any technologies, how we are running our applications. First of all we are installing like a download, like we are creating any projects. Then creating means check out our code. Okay, then we are installing the dependency means like for to create this one we need the dependency, like software, like here for the React.js I'm using the Node.js. So installing like these 22 versions. Then based on this one, like I need npm package version, not package manager CI. So I am installing the all the dependency. Then there is build command. So npm run is build. So once like I'm seeing like everything is correct at this moment, then I am starting the deployment. Okay, so this is the very simple. I started, yes, I got the error, and I'm happy I received the error, because if I won't be got get the error, then it will be, there is no learning curve. Go to my pipeline, what's happening here? It's running. So you can see each and every, let me go to applications app testing. Okay, I got the success message in my mobile as well as for this one. Okay, yes. So once the connection is established, let me check my URLs. Okay, this is the URL it's generated. You can click here, click here, click here. So everywhere you can click and get the data. So see, now I want everyone should verify these applications. So does like we have access or not. I'm putting it here. Okay, sure. So now it's working. Okay, so guys, like this is the very simple I have done. But next step, what I would suggest, like suppose, let me confirm, like everyone understand at this point, right? Like whatever I have done at this point, does anyone has any questions, anything? Just please note down or put in this comment, because from here I am taking the next step, that's called like a variable group concept. So this is the YML one I have completed, and next step I am going to do the variable groups. Yes, so please note down. I will take in the end of the sessions. Okay, so here guys, this is the very important thing. Like this is the key. I am not going to use this key at the moment in this one, like to directly in my pipeline level, because it's in version control. So this is the very important, like I can say username and password itself. I don't want to expose this key. So what should I have to do? I have to store in, there is two ways. One is like I have to create the keywords, yes, and we can connect with our variables group or variables, or we can use in the pipeline level. So there is two ways. One is you can see at this level in settings, there was something is there setting, no, variables. Okay, so guys, we can create the variables, this value we can pass at this level. But sometimes you know what happened, the best practices is say we won't be use the variable in the variable in the pipeline level, we have to use in the variable groups. Maybe suppose this value, it's like only static web app, so I'm not going to use for multiple of the pipeline. But suppose we have like storage accounts or something will be there, or databases, so we are using like different applications also going to connect. To do this one, we will use the variable group concept to connect with multiple of this one. So I'm just commenting at this point in this one, and I'm just let me control X, then go to at this point. So here I'm going to create one variable group. Okay, so how we are going to go? First of all, go to your project level in the pipeline itself. We have like already we created this pipeline, right? So instead of pipeline, we have to go libraries. Then we have variable groups. Okay, so here we have to put the name. First of all, what I am going to do this like variable. So I'm saying like web app or Azure cloud Azure Cloud Academy Web App. This is my variable group. Okay. Then here I'm going to add the keys and values. Okay. So the keys I should use like deployment in dev or deployment token. Deployment token in dev. Then I am saving it at this point. Okay. So here I have saved this value. Then I wanted to allow this variable group to my pipeline. So we have like here pipelines, permissions, click this level. So suppose you have 10 pipelines, it will be listed here. So I'm going to see, this is the Azure Cloud Academy only one. It's listed here. I'm just click this one, then cancel. So automatically it will edit the permissions. Okay. Then I need to access this variables deployment token dev in my pipeline. Okay. How I'm going to access? So for this one, what should I have to do? Like first of all, I need to create here variables. Import variable group. Then I have to use the variables. Sometimes it will suggest. Okay. Then what's my group name? So group name was my Azure Cloud Academy. Okay. So this is the we have created, and then we need to add this point the variable. So this is the variable I'm going to use. I'm just copying this one to avoid the dollar. Yes. Then yes, I think we are good to go. So we added our variables and which value I'm going to use this one. Then let me check it's running or not. Yes, it's running. So let should be run first. Then we'll see how it will go. Let's check the questions. Does anyone have any questions regarding this one? Yeah, it's running fine at this moment. We'll see like for the 2 minutes how it will go. With it will finish in like 3 minutes. Last night was running the 3 minute 1 second. So here we have created one variable group. Okay, and then variable group will link with our pipeline, and then suppose we have like then we are allowed to access. So see like if suppose I should use like secret because I don't want to see anyone can see my secret, right? So there is options change variable type as a secret. So let's first wait how it's running, then we'll make the changes according. And sometimes we have very sensitive informations we won't want to expose with anyone. So for there is we use like Azure Key Vault concept. Okay. So how Azure Key Vault will be work like we have to create one key vault at this moment. So this is the next class I'm going to take, guys. So I'm just giving you the brief once like before while the time it's running. So this time giving like we use like a key vault concept. Okay, and in the key vault we will create proper one key vault centralized. Okay, and then we are putting this my secret to this key vault, and I am going to link this key vault to my variable groups. Okay, then variable group connected with my pipeline, then automatically it will work. So likewise we will do like in the next step. Okay, so this is the first step I'm doing at this point. And maybe next we'll use like Sonar Cube to integrate with our pipeline to check the code qualities for this one. And next we will use like how, because for this one I didn't use the artifact means output one, but we can save the output in our Azure itself, or we can save in the JFrog. So next topic I'm planning to cover like a key vault. First is one, okay. Then second one is maybe we can do load testing. For this already we have deployed this application, or instead of load testing, we will do more like the YML pipeline more secure for like in the Azure repo level. We didn't check the security like advanced security. Suppose at this moment anyone can have access and anyone can do with my whoever he with my teams in the project, so who can do the changes with the main brand, but I have to put the permissions. So there is some of the topic I'm thinking to be more important going through the next one. So next class Saturday and Sunday I'm going to cover the branching policies and then more optimized way of the YML one. So guys, this is the recently it's done. Let me just make the keys again. Just let it be saved. Okay. So it's running fine, was saved successfully. Then it's worked fine. Let me just view in the browsers. Yes. So now it's working fine. Okay. So hope everyone has understand. Okay. And if anyone has any questions, anyone has any doubt, so please note down. And now also you can ask. We have like uh, I will unmute you guys and yeah. So okay. Yeah, I'm just allowing your mic. Okay. And on the camera as well as if you would like to turn on the camera. Yeah.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay, so my first question is yesterday we covered the part of the agent and DevOps repo. I can skip that step and directly integrate my pipeline with the code from the GitHub directly, if I'm not wrong.
Okay.
Am I correct?
No, you're asking me or direct. Okay, okay, you have done the mistake. Okay, then continue. Then next.
So I was thinking that today only we saw that we just integrated the repo directly to the pipeline. Why
Mhm.
not skip the step of integrating the Azure repo? Why not directly integrate it from the GitHub repos directly?
Okay. Yes. So there was like see, I will explain one more time. So here we can we have like multiple of the ways to do. Okay. So here my code at this moment I have in Azure repo. Suppose I have one client and he's saying like we are not going with this environment. We should have everything should be like Azure and Azure DevOps itself. I'm not going to use anything others one. Okay. So this one I am taking this one scenario. Yes, I will be take next time like GitHub Actions. That is also more popular and more useful for everyone. So we will use. And coming to the agents, okay. So for this one, if you see my agents pool, so already I was using like in my previous like a project, like a previous last time I was using. So that season I use my same agent like that. I didn't change anything.
Okay,
Just
okay,
yeah. So that season I didn't go and create the new agents. I use this agent. So yes, I will put the steps for this one whenever if you come at this moment Azure related. So you will be have like you have to fill one form. Okay, the form will say like you have to put your name, email, and why we are using this agent. So that kind of very basic information, and 24 hours it will be active for use. So I am using
okay,
this Azure hosted agent only. Yeah.
okay. Thank you.